Hello everyone, I'm FARMERSIM, and welcome to Gatehead Farm. Being from Scotland originally, this was a very nice surprise to find this map on the mod hub the other day. It is an absolute beauty. Now, I'm not aware of many, if any, Scottish maps made for Farming Simulator 22. I might be wrong with that, I might be a little bit inaccurate, so please correct me if I am in the comments below. But I've not seen any Scottish map for Farm Sim 22 so far in my history playing the game. Now, this map itself was originally created for Farming Simulator 19 by MJ Modding, and it has been faithfully recreated by Marvvv for Farming Simulator 22. And it really is an absolute little gem, this one. It really is. Yeah, I absolutely love it. It's a beautiful place. It really is. But yeah, it's a 1x map. Obviously, it is for all platforms. There are two versions of the map available on the mod hub. There is the crossplay version, which is obviously for PC and all consoles, and there is this version that I'm on here, which is for PC only. Now, as far as I'm aware, the differences between the two, I think, again, I might be completely wrong with this, but based on the text information on the mod hub itself, in the description of the mod, the only difference seems to be that this one supports Maize Plus, and there's a little bit of an instruction there from Marvvv, just to instruct you on a couple of alterations to make to the Maize Plus files, I believe, just to make this make it compatible properly with this map, because it does contain custom animal food, so I think that might be where the alterations may need to be made. But either way, I mean, I'm not a big user of Maize Plus, so it obviously that's why the whole information of Maize Plus kind of goes over my head. But either way, this is an absolute corker. Now, in my opinion, I think it's all very well making a map, but to make a map feel like the area it's meant to be, I think takes quite a bit of skill, and obviously quite a lot of detail and a lot of time. And this really does feel like Scotland. It is a fictitious area map. It's not based on a real place, but there's a couple of nice little bits around the map that do make it feel like Scotland. And I'm not just talking about the fact that there's a Scottish flag on the signpost of the farm here. It's little bits of detail that just make it feel like Scotland. As I say, because I come from Scotland, and having been in areas like this. There's a few things that I've seen as I've been flying around the map discovering things that really do feel like Scotland, and that's the clever thing, I feel. It's all very well making a map, but to make it feel like the place that you're creating it to be, I think, like I said, it takes a little bit more than just making any old map, doesn't it? But either way, this is a beauty. It really is. So, before we go any further, before we have a look at our starting equipment, now as always, as I usually do with my map tours, I've started in new farmer mode. So we do own some land, we do own some machinery, and we will have a look at that starting machinery in a few moments' time. But before we go any further, we shall jump into the map PDA. So, here's the PDA. Now, starting out in new farmer mode, as I have done with this one, you own 8 fields in total, and Gatehead Farm down here, this entire little patch here that's kind of just off-centre of the map. The map itself is made up of 137 fields of varying sizes. The smallest field that I've found is field 94, which is 0.18 hectares, 0.45 acres, and that is just up here towards the north of the map. And field 18, which is the largest, which is 5.1 hectares, 12.6 acres, and that's this pretty big one right at the other side of the map towards the south. But yeah, you own Gatehead Farm here in the centre. Now this comes with you have some cows, you have some, well, you have a cow barn, and you have an area for chickens. You don't actually start off with any animals, and obviously you have your grain silo, you've got a diesel tank, and you also have your farmhouse. And it comes with field 1, field 3, field 25, 26, 27, and 28, and also field 61 and 65. Now, of course, being a UK map, being up in Scotland here, the primary field crops tend to be grass. Obviously, if we go over here into the crop types and we select grass, as you can see, a sea of green appears around us. But there are, obviously crop-wise, you've got the base game crops, as you can see here, but there are quite a few extra crops included in the map. So if we go along to the right first, now it does have the DLC crops from the premium expansion, the red beets, carrots, and parsnips. These are built into the map, so you can have these crops in your fields without having the DLC. But, and forgive me if I'm wrong with this, but if you don't have the DLC, you don't have the premium DLC equipment. So yes, you've got the crops, but you don't have the machinery to harvest them, the carrots and parsnips and red beets equipment. So whether that's a pro or a con, I'm not too sure, but either way, we have rye, we have millet, we have poppies, we have mustard, we have beans, we have peas, we have lentils, alfalfa, red and white clover, and there's a third list as well. We have onions, linseed, buckwheat, chickpeas, silage sorghum, triticale, spelt, and horsegrass. So that's really quite cool. And obviously, and all of these crops, all of these extra crops are included in the PC version of the map and the crossplay version of the map as well. So there's a nice, well, quite a large bit of extra variety there. But what I'd like to do very quickly is just read the text description from the mod details on the mod hub. So, welcome to Gatehead Farm 22. Gatehead Farm is a fictional map based around Scotland. This map includes the following: 137 fields ranging from small, medium to large. There are 8 farms, 3 yards, a biogas plant, a dairy production point. There's an ownable campsite, a New Holland dealer, an animal market, and 11 sell points. All the farm sheds have been made by MJ Modding. There is custom traffic, there is custom road textures, it contains multi-terrain angles, it contains multi-fruit, and there is a quick thank you to all the contributors listed in the contributors tag of the mod description for supplying textures for all the additional fruits, and those are, as I've just read through, alfalfa, beans, buckwheat, chickpeas, lentils, linseed, millet, mustard, onion, peas, poppies, rye, silage sorghum, spelt, triticale, and red and white clover. It contains Benji FS's maize textures. It contains Bullet Bill's wheat, barley, oat, and canola textures. All the crops have got tyre track damage. There are 100 collectibles on the map. All cow and pig farms feature manure heaps inside the sheds. All the sheep barns need straw as bedding. There are rain sounds on the shed roofs. The lanes are covered when snow falls, and winter weather includes both rain and snow. And in brackets it says the base game only has snow for winter. There are custom made hedges made by Marvvv. There are many animated details, both small and large. It contains Scottish number plates, it contains one forestry zone, it contains a custom growth calendar based on the UK growth timings. There are water purchase points at the lake, river and at the ocean. Like I mentioned before, DLC crops are built into the map, and it contains custom animal food. So it contains, for an all platforms map, this contains quite a lot of extra bits of detail, which I think is really quite wonderful, especially at this late stage in Farming Simulator 22. So here in the map PDA, we're going to go around very quickly, roughly in a clockwise direction. So up here on the river here, there's a water fill point, and just to the south of that bridge, there's another water fill point there. Again, we have a spinnery, we have a farmer's market sell point down on the coast here, we have Gatehead Foods, we have a gas station, we have Gatehead Seafront Grains, another sell point, we have Global Fibres Shipping, we have a water fill point here, we have Global Grain Shipping there, we have a Gatehead School, which I can only assume is another sell point, we have Gatehead Stores, to the south here we have a sawmill, and we have the wood chip sell point, we have Springside Stores, we have the animal dealer, and a production point there. We have the biogas plant there, and like I pointed out in the centre at our farm at Gatehead Farm, we've got the cows, we've got a silo, we have diesel tank, we've got our chicken area, and we have our farmhouse. And over here obviously we have our vehicle shop, and we also have the dairy over here on the west side of the map. Now, as you can see on the vehicle shop there, if I just zoom very quickly, and we'll take a quick look over here at some point as well, very quickly. But as you can see, there are a couple of vehicles. Now, you can't select them, but again, it just adds to a nice little bit of detail instead of these vehicles here being relatively low resolution vehicles just sitting stationary at the dealership. These are actual in-game vehicles. You can't actually get in. You do own them when you walk up to them. It says they're owned by us, but you can't click on them, you can't get into them, you can't interact with them in any way. But there's also a nice little touch as well just up here. I noticed this at the last minute. There's a tractor and plough in the field here, and a pickup truck and a trailer just sat by it as well. And it's just a nice, if we were up at this side of the map, you'd see that in the field. They don't move, they're not doing anything, but again, it's just nice to see a little bit of visual detail there of other things going on in the fields, or in that field anyway, at least, while we're going about our business. So that's the map PDA. So now we'll take a wander around the farm and have a look at the starting equipment. So straight into the farmyard here, we're going to take a quick trip to our left, and this is where our chickens live. So I've just thrown a load of money into the bank account and bought ourselves some chickens and some cows. So we have a little chicken area here, nice and snugly laid out behind the look at the garden here, goodness me, full of chickens. But yeah, this holds 60 chickens in total. But yeah, I really like the way that's laid out, just nicely nestled around the house. It's pretty cool. So yeah, into our first big workshop here, shed, sorry. We have ourselves our Massey Ferguson 6718 tractor. We have a front weight, and we have a Horsch Tirano cultivator. We have ourselves our Kuhn GF 8712 tedder. We have the Kuhn GMD 4411 mower, and we've got the Samaz Z2840 windrower. Nice big shed, this. I must admit, there's one thing I do really like about this Gatehead farm. It's very nicely laid out, and there's lots of... One thing I like about farmyards is just having junk lying around, because in the UK especially, that's true to life, that. I mean, look, an old bathtub full of grass, a load of old pallets, a couple of tyres, an old tote, big steel beams, and whatever that is. Some, I think that's cow equipment, isn't it? Some metal work there. But yeah, really love the way this is laid out. It feels very real, I've got to say. So we have a John Deere 7810 tractor. We've got our Silo King TMR mixer. We've got another little shed here with our interactable workshop here to fix your machinery as and when needed. But yeah, like I say, just the junk lying around. Old pump truck here, just sitting there doing nothing. Bit of a storage area. And back round here again, we've got a bit more equipment. We've got what's this one? An Agromars plough. We have our Amazon seeder here. But again, it's just really nice to see that. Now we actually own these. There you go. We own a 9,000 litre bale there. We do actually own in total, I can tell from, because I've got the time-saving stock check mod activated. We actually own 103,000 litres of straw to get us started, so that's quite handy. So it looks like 18,000 litres. That sits here in 2 bales. There's a load more loose round bales just there in that door, which we'll go and take a wander and have a look at very shortly. Got a front loader and a bucket, of course. Standard. I'm sure we're all used to that. We've got ourselves the Kuhn baler, the V8 3190, and we have ourselves the Anderson Pro Chop 150 straw blower. So that obviously gives you a clue as to how you put straw into your animal pens, of course. We've got a bit more equipment here. We've got the Joskin water tanker. We've got the Klaas carrot tractor, and we have the Shooten Ideal slurry and digestate spreader there, which is very nice. Got a couple of silage bunkers here, of course, to make use of. Nothing in them yet, of course, but yeah, I just love this. Just like I said, just lots of junk lying around. It makes it feel like the place has been here forever. FarmTech low loader trailer, of course, for shifting bales around and whatnot. Now we have the cow barn. Now this cow barn will hold 120 cows. They do appear in the cow barn here, and they do have their own custom animal pasture out back here as well. Here they are. Just put 60 into the pasture for now. But how lovely does this look? It really does. Just feels perfect. Now all the cows need water. There you go. This is where you load your water into. And like I said, from the text description of the map, all the some of the cow and pig farms feature manure heaps inside the shed as well. So that's a nice little bit of detail. Another bit of decorative detail there. Oh, there's a collectible. Let's see how much we get for that, shall we? £1,000. There we go. Okay. Nice decorational animal trailer there. And here is our farm silo, which is sits inside this shed, which is really quite nice. So that's obviously where you tip your grain, and this is where you get it back out again from the auger there. Really nice bit of detail. You've got a water point here for feeding your cows, of course, and another access point to the back of the pasture there. But obviously, as I say, you can come into the cow shed itself. That's where there's another handful of bales, 7,500 litre round bales there for us to get started with. But this is a lovely cow barn, I must admit. I don't think I've seen this one, to be honest. It's a new one to me. But yeah, really nicely set up cow barn. So over here we have, of course, I'm sure none of us are unfamiliar with the Deutsche Fahrer topliner starting harvester, of course, the 4090 HTS, and its accompanying grain header and header trailer over here. And we have our Hardy liquid fertilizer spreader there, the Mega 12, of course. I'm sure we're all no strangers to that bit of equipment. But like I said, I just love the way this farm is laid out, and it's bits like this especially where, because it's not an entirely flat map. There are ups and downs and undulations, and it's those little ups and downs and undulations that give the area character. And it's this, for example, like you say, it's just it's an access point up to another little shed that we have just up this little bit of a hill. But it just feels right to me. It really does. Just another, hoop shed or whatever you want to call this, just to store some equipment. And it's also a bit of an access point down here into one of our fields. I think this is one of our fields, yeah. 6.32 acres. This is field 1. So yeah, another bit of a grass field here to get working in. But yeah, I just love this. It just feels absolutely brilliant. And again, bits of junk lying around. Absolutely perfect and true to life, because honestly, I can't say I've seen very many tidy, and this is, I'm not being rude or derogatory to any UK farmers, of course, but it's very rare that I've seen a neat and tidy UK farm, especially where I live in Cheshire here anyway. Whenever I've driven past a farm and had a look into the through the gates as I've driven past or anything like that, it always seems to be well used, well lived in, and just with stuff everywhere. Yeah, it just feels perfect. It really does. So that's a quick tour of Gatehead Farm, and it is another bit of a custom thing, and I love this. As you can see there, we've got some fighter jets flying over, because we are in Scotland here. There are a handful of RAF bases in Scotland. Yeah, and I just think that's just a really, really nice animated detail there that you'll see from time to time flying over your head. A nice array of fighter jets flying over, because that is a very common thing to find in Scotland, especially up in the hilly areas where they are near where the RAF bases are. You'll see the fighter jets going out for well, flight practice, wouldn't you? So and it's a really nice little bit of detail that the map maker has included in there to make you feel like you're in Scotland. So like I said, that's a quick tour of Gatehead Farm. So we'll now as I like to do with my map tours, to save a little bit of time, I'll jump into flight mode, and we'll have a bit of a whiz around and check out a bit more of the map. Right, now I'm starting us up here in the top northwest corner of the map. Now, as you can see, I've thrown a load more money into the bank account, and I have purchased as many of the yards and farms as I possibly can. Now, I'm going to jump very quickly into the map PDA again. Now, in the video, the map description, it stated that there was 8 farms and 3 yards. Now, whether I'm missing something or not, it probably is me, but I can only find 7 farms and 3 yards. And I bought them all as best as possible. So up here in the top northwest corner of the map, we have the pig. This is a pig farm, as you can see, highlighted by the pig pasture. And then going towards the centre a bit more, we have Peterhead Sheep Farm here. So that's number 1 and number 2. We have North Cow Farm here, so farm 3. We have what I believe to be the 4th farm, horse pasture. Any plot of land that came with an animal pen inside it, essentially, I've considered that to be one of the farms. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 there. Coming south down the road here, we have Middle Sheep Pasture, which again comes with a diesel tank and a bit of a farmyard, so I'm calling that farm 5. Obviously we've got Gatehead Farm here in the middle, which we've already seen, that's farm 6. Towards the south of the map here, we have South Cow Farm, now that's farm 7. Now it also stated that there was 3 yards. Now I've assumed that any yard that just contained a diesel tank would be considered a yard. So we're back up to the north of the map here. We've got a diesel tank there that's within a yard. We've got a diesel tank there that's within a yard, and we have this one here. So I'm terming those as the 3 yards essentially. And down here we have right next to Gatehead Stores. If I zoom in a bit, because I think both icons are right on top of each other there. The caravan park, so we've purchased the caravan park. That's the which hopefully might give us a bit of an income as well, and that's a nice looking thing. So we'll go and check that out as well, and especially this area down the coast, because down here I think is absolutely beautiful, and this is one of the things that, in my opinion, makes it feel like Scotland. So anyway, back over here to the top northwest of the map. So this is the pig farm. And again, it's a lovely little laid out yard here. A few sheds, workshops. Looks like a manure heap there. Again, bit of decoration lying around. But yeah, really nice setup. Go down the coast road here. Now, we have, I suppose, the majority of this map would require a very choice selection of machinery. Because obviously, being Scotland, and similar to most UK maps, the roads are quite narrow. There are a few of these. This is kind of a bit of a motorway setup that goes right to the edge of the map there. But then onwards from this, you've got just the usual UK kind of B roads here, just single lanes in either direction. They're relatively big, but they're not massive, are they? So obviously we're not going to necessarily be able to accommodate a massive class Lexium with twin wheels and such. So yeah, machinery selection I think is key on this map. But you've got this lovely little town here, which I really like, and I really like these little bits of details. I don't recall seeing things like this on many maps, but having stationary vehicles, NPC vehicles, just parked at the side of the road. Yeah, being into cars and having a little bit of knowledge about vehicles, I know you wouldn't necessarily tow a caravan with a Citroen 2CV, would you? But still, but yeah, I've seen a couple of examples like that where there's just vehicles parked on the side of the road, and it just feels right. Like there again, it's really nice little attention to detail that. But this is a lovely little quaint town. But yeah, so that's that. Now let me get my bearings again. So that's that farm there, and then if we fly over here, again, lovely bits of detail. This little waterworks here, discharging the water into the river that flows off down the map. Now this one here is, I think this is called Peterhead Farm, if I remember correctly. Peterhead Sheep Farm. So yeah, there we go. Now when it comes to purchasing the land, again, forgive me, I'm just going to be dotting in and out of the PDA, but say for example if you wanted to buy this farm, if we go to the farm land, it comes with, most of the plots of land come with a variety of fields. So back to the original farm that we just looked at there, the plot of land 56 comes in at £586,000, or just shy of 587, and it comes with, by the looks of things, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fields, and this plot here comes with 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, decent amounts of money for these plots of land. But yeah, this is the sheep farm, and again, beautifully laid out. I love the way this feels and looks. good variety of sheds and storage space. You've got your animal pasture, of course. You've got your silo. You've got your farmhouse. And you've got this lovely lane that kind of, like I said before about this map not being flat, you've got this lovely hilly lane that kind of navigates around the border edge of this field and joins onto the one of the roads here. Yeah, really, really nice that. Now, here we are at... Now, I think... Is this one of the yards? Yeah, this is what I think is one of the yards. So I bought the plot of land and it just has a diesel tank. So, yeah, you've got a couple of silage clamps. You've got a bit of storage. Obviously a diesel tank and potentially a farmhouse there that you can pop a sleep trigger in front of if need be. And now down here, this is the third farm, I think it is, isn't it? Where are we now? Let's get me bearings. Lost me. There we are. So this is North Cow Farm, and again, not too massive, but it's really nicely laid out. Again, you've got your bunkers, you've got your animal pasture here, which looks really quite nice. Farmhouse on the other side of the road. So yeah, that's that. And where are we at now? Let me get my bearings again. So I want to be heading roughly about in this direction, and I think this one here is the horse pasture farm. So yeah, as you can see, you've got the troughs in the field there. This is the horse pasture farm. And there's a typical horse stables there. But yeah, really nice feel to this little yard here. Nice and small, not too massive, of course. And again, if we pop into the farmland, this comes with what I think is kind of 4 field areas. So yeah, really quite nice there. Love that. But it's a lovely feel to this map, isn't it? It really is. We've got a bit of a yard here. I wonder whether this one might be the 4th farm. Oh no, forgive me. This is a sell point. This is Gatehead Wool. So that's that. Now, again, let me get my bearings. If we go south a bit here, now this is I think this is the middle farm, isn't it? So again, looking at it from above, nestled next to this little area of houses. But yeah, again, nice selection of storage sheds, a bit of decoration around the yard here. Let me just check I'm correct with that. This is sorry, middle sheep pasture. Forgive me, not cow farm, sheep pasture. And there is the sheep pasture itself. And again, much like the others, when you purchase this area, it comes with this big strip here. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 fields with that one, and the sheep pasture itself, which is there. So that's pretty cool. Now then, flying down here, this is our Gatehead Farm. This is where we've just been around. Of course, we've seen that one, and again, lovely little bits of detail around the map there. You've got this lovely old windmill with a bit of a static home there, nestled in between the trees. Really quite nice. But I love the way it feels. I'm sure you'll agree. It looks and feels like a really, really nice map. Got this lovely feature down here on the other side of the bridge, little lake. Looks like someone's been sitting on the lake bed there, just chilling out in the car with a seat by the car, of course. Really, really nice. Little island in the middle. That's really quite cool, that. And again, it's little features that I've not seen in many other maps, but yeah, just a couple of mallard ducks just casually swimming past. Lovely little bits of detail, that, I've got to say. Right, so back up into the air. Let me get my bearings again. Where are we? So we visited those ones up there. We visited that one. We've seen Gatehead Farm, and now we want to go south a bit, don't we, down this road, and that will take us to this one here, which is this is the South Cow Farm, isn't it? South Cow Farm, yeah. So there we go. Lovely, nice, big custom cow pasture there. And again, much like the others, if we click on farmland, this doesn't come with too many fields, actually. It just comes with one big one. This is plot of land 19, and it comes with field 24. So that's a bit smaller, and the value of that is £214,000. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It comes with a bunker, of course. A couple of small sheds and plenty of decoration. Just a lovely feel, like old feel to that farm, I've got to say. Really, really nice. Now you've got your wood and your wood chip sell point there, of course, and that's pretty much us on the very south edge of the map. So, and there's a couple of, let's go and have a very, very quick look at the yards. Now, I believe this is a sell point. Yeah, based on the map there. This is Springside Stores. And then further up the road here, this is what's termed as, I believe, again, one of the yards. You buy this little area and it comes on the map anyway. It's just highlighted with a diesel tank. So that's that one there. But yeah, really, really nice. We've got the, this is the animal dealer here. Obviously, we all know what that does. So, anyway, let's, now that we've had a bit of a very quick tour around a few of the main farm, well, the farmyard areas of the map, let's, in fact, while we're here, forgive me, I'm thinking on the fly here, ladies and gentlemen, but yeah, here we are at the dealership. This is the New Holland dealership, and again, it's really, really nicely laid out. You've got nice bits of equipment dotted around in the yard like it's busy and there's stuff going on. You've got a handful, these are the actual bits of equipment that we own but we can't interact with. We've got the New Holland tractor, a couple of New Holland harvesters, we've got the grain harvester and the forage harvester, of course, and then you've got this New Holland tractor here. But yeah, really, really nicely laid out there as well. Now, the other bit of machinery that I spotted, there it is. So this is just, again, just a bit of decoration, but just to make the place feel like there's stuff going on. You've got a Mitsubishi pickup with a trailer, a Fendt tractor, and quite a big plough for that size of tractor, but still, you can't really do anything with this area of land. But yeah, as you can see, it's just like there's something going on in the field. I think it's pretty cool, that. So that's that. So let's go and have a look at the coast now, shall we? Right, okay, so right on the east side of the map on the coast, and I love things like that. Look at that, just an old shipwreck nestled between a load of rocks. I mean, that is authentically Scottish if I ever saw anything. That is just wonderful, it really is. But as you can see, we've got a beach. Now, this is the campsite that we own. Now, I'm assuming this will generate some kind of a monthly income for us if we were to own it. Jumping into the map, just because it's not too expensive, this one, but the plot of land itself comes to £5,952, which is quite a reasonable investment. So, yeah, really like that. Just a few static caravans and a few tourer caravans. There's no tents. This is just kind of like a caravan site, essentially. But, yeah, right on the beach. Really, really nice, this, I've got to say. We've got a volleyball court here, on a couple of volleyball nets set up on the beach here, which is a really nice little attention to detail. And again, very very quaint to Scottish seaside towns, but you've got this lovely, like this kind of the pathway along the edge, and then you've got a few stairways dotted here, there, and everywhere from the kind of path with the benches down onto the sand. So that's I know I've scampered down many of those when I was a youngster. Many years ago, of course, but yeah, as you can see, lovely little bit, just bits of decoration. And it's, you know, I suppose when we're farming and playing this map, you wouldn't necessarily spend a huge amount of time down here, but it's just nice to know that places like this on the map exist, because they just give the place feel. Now, this is something that really did remind me of my childhood and holidaying in various seaside towns in Scotland, North Berwick to be included. That's where we used to go quite regularly, but this is a beautifully authentic Scottish harbour. It really is. Obviously, with fishing and whatnot being quite commonplace up here in the north, this feels perfect. It really, really does. You've got this lovely lighthouse, of course, and another relatively common thing to coastal vistas in Scotland is big cranes like this. I know that there's places like this, sites like this, sorry, do exist up in the likes of Glasgow and whatnot. But yeah, this is very, very authentic. It really is. Feels wonderful. Now, there's a few sell points down here on the coast. But bring up the heads up this jump into the map PDA again. Sorry, there's one directly behind us there. That's Global Fibers Shipping. In fact, if I bring up there we go. If I bring up the icons, that's one of the sell points there. And there's a few down here. There's one right on the right on the ramp here. Sorry, easy for me to say. What have we got here? So we have the water fill point there, and we have Global Grains Shipping there next to that little unit, little warehouse. And I love this as well, just like little football pitches here. I believe there's a school somewhere around here, isn't there? Again, remind myself where things are. Gatehead School. So that's just over here. Another sell point. A lovely detailed roundabout here with a big anchor in the middle that directs you to the harbour. Lovely little bit of detail, that. But yeah, this in itself feels authentically Scottish to me. It really does. It's absolutely brilliant. Beautiful map. Now, I didn't even know this had existed for Farming Simulator 19, so to find this for 22 is a real gem. It really is. It's a wonderful map. And again, if you those of you could hear that there, a bit of one of the possible custom sounds there was the seagulls, which is obviously something that you're going to hear all the time when you're on the coast. But yeah, diving down and nicking your ice cream. But yeah, seagulls are a very common thing. Lovely stuff. Absolutely love it. So, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes my map tour of Gatehead Farm by MJ Modding and converted by Marvvv. This is a beautiful, beautiful map. It really is. Really immersive. Loads of detail. Now, of course, there's a lot of features that I've not featured in this map tour. I don't like to try and cover every single square inch of the map in a map tour. I just want to show it to you all. To those of you who haven't seen it yet, show it to you all. Just whet your appetite for it, because there's tons of stuff to explore in this map. As I said, there's 100 collectibles to go searching for if that's your thing. Get a bit of money, free money into the bank, and that obviously that helps you. If you do go on a bit of a collectible exploration hunt, it helps you to explore parts of the map that you wouldn't ordinarily go to. But yeah, it's a beautiful map. It really is. Really authentic. Full of detail. And it's, yeah, I heartily recommend this to anyone looking to get well involved into a map before Farming Simulator 25 comes out in a few weeks' time. So, from me, FARMERSIM, thank you very much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed this map tour, and I hope it has whetted your appetite to go download it. I will, of course, post the links for both versions of the map in the video description below, the PC-only version, and, of course, the crossplay version as well. So thanks again for your time, everyone, for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it and found it a little bit interesting. As always, if you're new to my channel and you like my content, you like the way I'm doing things, please consider hitting that subscribe button and jumping on board, joining the channel. Please give the video a like, thumbs up. It does do wonders, helps the YouTube algorithm do its thing. And as always, there are a host of links in the video description below with my Giants Partner promo code. If any of you are in the market for purchasing a DLC, an add-on, a season pass, or even the full game itself, or even pre-ordering Farming Simulator 25, and you like the idea of helping a content creator out and supporting their channel, as always, I would be massively appreciative. So thanks again, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.
Bye.